morning, everyone. Welcome to this meetup. This meetup is, we usually do this once in a few months where we call it Unwind, but essentially it's just a time to relax and chill. It's also sometimes when we have a blank mind and we don't know what else to talk to you guys about or to bring as a topic, but that's a different discussion altogether. So today we have some interesting things lined up for you. There's a quiz, as I was telling Devanshi and Jasmine, and it's a fun quiz, but you have to take it seriously because there are prizes. And if you have participated in these quizzes before, you'll know how to do it. But I'll explain the guide. It's a very short quiz, only 6 questions. Then we have a couple of songs. So Bhumika is going to sing for us, Shweta is going to sing for us, and Jasmine also is going to do something for us. I'll not reveal what she's going to do. It's a bit of a secret. I'll let her explain it to you. But yeah, so it's and if you guys, if Devanshi and Vikas, if you want to, unmute and either read a poetry, sing a song, ask us a few questions, generally want to crack a joke, this is the forum, this is the platform. Just go ahead and do it. There's no filters at all. Go ahead and do whatever is comfortable to you. So, Bhumika, should we start off?
Yeah.
Name the movie in which the recently Oscar-nominated song "Natu Natu" features. Okay, now see, everybody's getting the hang of this. You have 20 seconds. And this was a trial question, so I'm sure the correct answer, most of you would have got it. There's still one person who said Simba. I think that was the first trial test guy. So correct answer is RRR, as you all know. And as you can see now, I think most of you would have gotten a point. Test is ignore test. This is just so that you all get a hang of the poll. SM did it in 4 seconds. So what we will do is if there is and there are prizes, by the way. So what we will do is it also calculates time. So if we have a tiebreaker, then we'll probably have to give the winner based on time or how quickly they answer. Okay, so the next question is a very popular movie star, but do you know what his first movie was? Shah Rukh Khan's first movie. Remember, this is a movie, we're not talking about television series or we're not talking about anything else. I see people changing from television series to movie now. And the correct answer is Divana, not Bazigar. Divana was his first movie. Circus, I think I saw some people say Circus. Circus was his actually first TV series before. I think what was his? I couldn't remember the one where he's the army officer. Does anybody know which one? What was it called?
4G.
4G,
Yeah,
correct.
4G.
Yes. These are, I think, all the 80s kids who are who are remembering that. Okay. So next question is, I think we are in Oscar season. So the next question is on Oscar. All these guys have won an Oscar, but who was the first Indian to win the Oscar? And we see two South Indians there. Okay, A.R. Rahman, Satyajit Ray. Okay. I'm surprised, but no one has got this answer right. The answer
Actually, Banu Athaiya.
is Banu Athaiya. She's
Yeah.
actually a costume designer, and if you Google her, you will get to know her background. And she's worked with the big MF Hussains and the FN D'Souza's of life. So she's a very popular artist actually, and then she won this Oscar for her for costume design. Okay. Next question is again about a very popular actress. Okay, and she recently started her OTT debut. It was called Fame Game on Netflix. What we want to know is the character. What is her character's name in this series? Okay. Not everyone is taking the answers. That's you should just hazard a guess. There's no right or wrong. It's fine. Correct answer is Anamika Anand, and those who have seen it, yeah,
that's guessing.
yeah. See,
I
it's
got.
you never know what happens if in multiple choice answers. So just take a guess. There's no minus marks for wrong answers, right? So yes, Anamika Anand is her name. Uh, the next question is again on an English series. We're moving from Bollywood to OTT. It's not so much about the series than actually the character, but question is uh, Narcos, the series, very popular series, is based on Pablo Escobar. But he had one fear that constantly comes up through the series, and he keeps repeating it. Uh, he keeps repeating it again and again, and that's something that becomes almost like a theme. Again, hazard a guess. There's no right or wrong answer. Uh, those who know Pablo Escobar would probably have guessed the right answer. It is about being extradited. His biggest fear was being extradited to the US and being tried in the US because he knew that if he was caught in his country, Colombia, he would not face as much of a bad trial as in the US. And that's why he was very afraid of being extradited. Okay. Next question again, not so much about any character, any series. It's about Netflix. And in the early years, Netflix was founded in 97. It had a core business. What was that core business? Those who have done some bit of business management or some bit of reading up on Netflix would get this answer. The, uh, the correct answer is DVD rentals, and they used to actually uh, it was a mailing service in the sense you could request for a DVD, and they would email it. They would sorry, not email it, post it to you, and then physically you had to, if you once you're done, post it back to them. So that was the original business, and they actually went bankrupt, in a couple of years because people just did not return the DVDs, and then it was a dying business. Okay, so here is the last question. Uh, but before that, let's see who is leading the leaderboard. Okay, we've got three people who have got four correct: Jasmine, Sanjay, and Vikas. So this last question will probably decide the winner, but we'll go with timing also. So there's actually Jasmine is leading in terms of time. So Sanjay, you have to answer this very quickly if you want to get the prize. So this movie again, this question is again about a movie that's very, very popular and about a star who's very popular and very controversial. But and I'm hazarding a guess here, but I'm guessing that everybody would have in this group would have watched this movie. It's about Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Okay, what is the profession that Sanjay Dutt pretends to do? This is Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Lage Raho Munna Bhai. Again, I'm repeating the name of the movie.
I got that wrong. I think
Yes.
along with 50% else other people. It's the lawyer.
So the correct answer is history professor. And again, I kept repeating the
History.
name of the movie because the name of the movie, the first one was Munna Bhai MBBS.
Yeah. Yep.
This one is obviously not Munna Bhai MBBS, it's something else. So that's why it was a history professor. And let's see the leaderboard who's won this. Oh, so nobody got it right from the top three. Yeah? That's quite interesting.
Yeah, so what
So
I was looking at is whether Jasmine and Vikas got it right because and at what time, but nobody got it right. So I guess Jasmine wins.
No, once Reuben repeated the name of the movie, I was like, shit, I put the wrong answer. Once you repeat, I'm like,
Okay,
that's a catch.
great. So that brings us to the end of the quiz. Thank you. Congratulations, Jasmine, on winning.
Thank you. Congrats, Ruben.
Yeah,
It was
congratulations.
fun.
So thanks for participating. Now I'll hand it back to Bhumika to take us to what's next.
Okay. Shweta, do you want me to sing now or do you want to sing now?
You sing.
Okay. Please don't judge me. I just picked the first song that I could easily sing, and I'm not a professional singer. So let me try and
Let's
entertain you
all
guys.
mute
No
the
need
thing.
of no need of disclaimers, Bhumika.
Need to for myself. Okay. Is my audio all right?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna sing Iktara from the movie Wake Up Sid. So please bear with me. ओरे मनवा तू तो बावरा है तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है तू ही जाने तू क्या सोचता है बावरे क्यों दिखाए सपने तू सोते जागते जो बरसे सपने बूंद बूंद नैनों को मूंद मूंद जो बरसे सपने बूंद बूंद नैनों को मूंद मूंद कैसे मैं चलूं देख ना सकूं अनजाने रास्ते गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा 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 धीमे बोले कोई एक तारा धीमे बोले कोई एक तारा गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा सुन रही हूँ सुध बुध खोके कोई मैं कहानी पूरी कहानी है क्या किसे है पता मैं तो किसी की होके ये भी न जानी रुत है ये दो पल की आ रहेगी सदा किसे है पता किसे है पता जो बरसे सपने बूंद बूंद नैनों को मूंद मूंद नैनों को मूंद मूंद जो बरसे सपने बूंद बूंद नैनों को मूंद मूंद कैसे मैं चलूं देख ना सकूं अनजाने रास्ते गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा 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 धीमे बोले कोई एक तारा धीमे बोले कोई एक तारा गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा गूंज सा है कोई एक तारा
Hey, this is you sang the original, right? I remember this from
Beautiful,
the movie.
Yeah.
Bhumika.
It was
Thank
awesome.
you.
Very good,
Beautiful.
Bhumika.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Like I
not
said,
the unplugged
no
version.
disclaimers needed. No disclaimers needed, Bhumika. You have a very beautiful voice.
Very good voice. Yeah.
It was very
Thank you.
soulful.
Thank you.
Why don't you? I can't see any of this talent on Instagram somehow. You should. इतना अच्छा तो गाते हो आप.
Yeah, even Jasmine told me last time.
Yeah, I
Maybe,
told her.
yeah, I
You
should.
sang last time. I missed that. I will go
Yeah,
back and check
the
the
first,
recording.
first unwind session.
All right. So
Yeah,
what do we have
so
next, Bhumika?
Jasmine, I think your quiz is next.
Sure.
So,
I'll just present my screen. It's visible?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh.
Hey, why am I there in fear? Right
yeah.
next to fear, my name is there.
Do we have fear or do we give fear?
We have to dismiss fear. So what this is, I couldn't put everyone on this, but next time there'll be more participants. But like now we all can participate. So this is basically a fun game, okay? You all have seen Khatro Ke Khiladi or Fear Factor, where basically
Yeah.
people face their fears. Now, of course, those fears are things like snakes and cockroaches and lizards. But since I can't give you all like cockroaches to eat, and so what we're going to do is we're going to just try to introspect different kind of fears that we have, be it in our mind or just within us, and we are trying to dismiss those. Okay, so what's going to be like? There are going to be 4 questions. Okay, and each of them will put you in a particular situation where most of us have been in these kinds of situations where generally we tend to experience a negative feeling. Fear is one of the main feelings that we experience. And I'll just ask you all, if you were in so and so situation, what would you do? And each of you can just answer, okay, like just very casually. And there's no right or wrong answer in this game, but there's a best answer. The best answer is based on some research done by like the world's best scientists, the world's best universities. They have shared how we, if we are put in such a situation, how we can react to it in a way that we don't feel anxiety or panic, or it doesn't get to us. So we'll just start with the first question and you all will get the hang of it. Okay, so I'll ask the question and then one by one, like whoever's okay, they can just answer what would they do in such a situation. Cool. We'll start off with one and you all will get the hang of it. Ready?
Yep. Let's go.
Okay. Okay, so the first question is, you are in an office conference room, okay? It has almost everyone, your colleagues, your boss, the CEO of the company, the investor of the company, and you're sitting there, and maybe your CEO and someone else, not you, they get into a fight, okay? It's like a screaming match happening, and you can't run away. You have to sit through the meeting, and like your head is almost starting to hurt. There's really nothing much you can contribute, but you have to be there, okay? And it's really getting to you. It's just irritating you, but you can't say anything. You can't run out because that's how it is, right? So what would you do if you were in such a situation? There's no right or wrong answer, but after your answer, I'll share like a best answer.
So I'll go.
Cool.
This is Sanjay, SM. Okay, so I would probably go to the whiteboard, put up CEO's name and the other person's name, and start scoring them. The second thing I'm likely to do is take a camera, or simulate a camera, and then report live from the boardroom.
Okay.
So
Great.
I-
Anyone else? So,
okay. So I would just ignore and start singing a song in my head. So I can just see the mouths moving but not hear the song. And when I see the mouth shut, I'll be like, okay, yeah, back to the meeting. That's what I actually do in real life also. When there's something that's going on and I can't escape, I just start singing a song or something in my own head, and then I'm like, okay, when it's done, I'm back. So I would do that.
super. Anyone else?
Oh, I would actually probably doodle or plan my next trip because I've got a lot of time. I would actually doodle this. I actually did this in one this thing. So I try and doodle the actual situation that's going on there. Maybe I would end up with the story of that in the form of a doodle that 1 hour.
A lot of you have been in this situation, it looks like.
ऑफिस में नहीं, घर पे तो रोज ही होते हैं.
It applies to home also.
And office में you can afford to be discreet. घर में it is very difficult to be discreet. So all that I can perhaps do is I will go with Bhumika. I will scribble something, doodle पता नहीं कर सकती हूँ कि नहीं, and I will deep breathe. That's the only thing I know. बस और बहुत ज्यादा अति हो जाएगी तो I have a good pitch, so मैं जोर से चिल्ला सकती हूँ कि बस हो गया. That's it.
I was thinking, how about
Okay.
just panicking and mimicking a heart attack for yourself? They will just come to rescue you, and then just after 5 minutes they'll cool down.
Faint a heart attack.
Yeah,
Fake a heart attack.
yeah, fake heart attack.
Interesting.
Great.
करेंगे अगली बार.
So as I said, there's no right or wrong answers. In fact, I found some of the answers pretty funny where we start scoring them. But just something as per research, there is a best answer if ever you are in such a situation. And the research says that whenever we are in a situation where something negative is happening, it does get to our mind, okay? And not always we might be in a position to scream or do something funny just because there are people of certain authority sitting in front of us, okay? So I think some of you answered this. The best answer is that you just take your mind and travel elsewhere. So it can be anything. You can imagine if you have a pet, just imagine you playing with your pet or playing with your child, or imagine yourself, in bed sipping coffee. Whatever is your comfort moment, you start just visualizing that. And that way your mind will actually stay reasonably relaxed compared to, getting agitated or losing your cool. And that's like a best answer. Just travel with your mind elsewhere. So like I think Devanshi said, right? She starts singing in her mind. So do whatever is your comfort activity is like a best answer. Cool.
I
We'll
wish
move
there
on
was a
to
prize for this quiz.
Reuben.
Reuben, please give away prizes for this quiz also.
Just don't forget that my name was next to fear. So you
No,
have
but
to be
you can be
fearful,
the
Devanshi.
judge.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
I'll be
give
the
us
judge.
prizes.
Sanjay has his
You
hand
can be
raised.
the Rohit Shetty of the like.
Oh no,
Rohit.
I didn't even. This is my out of body experience. I didn't even realize my hand is raised.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, we'll move on to the next one. Okay.
So Jasmine, we'll give a prize for the most funniest answer. Not the
Yeah.
most correct one, the most funniest answer.
Why, Reuben, you hate me? Last quiz also, I was so bad.
Now you have to think funny, Devanshi.
Okay.
Okay, so what you all can do, you all can give the funniest answers, and then of course we can discuss the best answer. Okay, so assuming you have failed at something in life, okay, anything, be it your career, your relationship, be it a sport, be it you were making a dish and it turned out horrible, okay, you just failed at something. It doesn't matter what. And when you fail, what is the first thing you will just tell yourself?
जो ये
I
कंगना
succeeded.
रनावत बोलती है. I always do that. नहीं तो लाइफ ही बर्बाद हो गई मेरे साथ. तो हमेशा ऐसा होता है. I will first go through that so that I know कि वो बाहर आ गया सिस्टम से, and then I will process it and say नहीं ये तो सबके साथ होता है. But पहला रिएक्शन तो देखो, गुस्सा आ रहा है तो गुस्सा जाहिर करना है, परेशानी है तो परेशानी जाहिर करनी है, प्यार है तो प्यार जाहिर करना है. So my fundas are very clear on that. तो भाई मेरी तो लाइफ बर्बाद हो गई, मेरा तो ये जल गया, ये सिका नहीं ठीक से, ये हुआ नहीं. तो ये किचन में मेरा ये डायलॉग, ये पोजीशन भी रहती है. Otherwise, I mean, it's like, my lifetime reputation is at stake. अगर ये particular दाल में तड़का पर पोषणी नहीं लगा तो I have this reaction. And I could so resonate when I saw the movie.
Okay.
Anyone else?
So my first reaction is always panic. The immediate is like, oh no, it went wrong. And then a few moments, and then you're like, okay, fine, now how can I make this right? Okay, it's wrong already. Now how can I make it right? Then I try, like, be it cooking or real life situations or office situations, whatever, that okay, now what's done is done. Now what can we do to better it? And then accordingly I go ahead. But the initial one is panic. I'm like, oh God, oh God. I literally panic. I'm like, oh no, what happened? Then I have to take like a few breaths and get back normal.
So I usually don't have a reaction, mainly because probably I've been in sports and in a very big family with a lot of cousin sisters, mainly cousin sisters, and their friends. So my first reaction always when I'm in a sport or whether I'm in an argument or whether I'm in cooking, I give it my best at that point in time, and I try to resolve it or address it. But once the deed is done, I'm like, okay, chalo, it's fine. There'll be a next time, so just move on.
I think I have something good one. Maybe I'll start. I'll say, let's go for a travel. This is travel. Go for a vacation. Enough of trying and failing. Just pause.
Great. Anyone else? Sorry. Okay, so usually in some situations when maybe we don't perform our best, usually our minds are trained. The first thing we tell ourselves is either we'll have self doubt, blame ourselves, question the universe why, and then we come to a positive side. Okay, next time I'll try. Okay, it's okay, at least I tried. But our minds are trained that the first thing will be something negative about our own self, and then we move on to the positive. So, research says that the moment you fail and you realize, okay, I have failed at this, just think, what will I tell my best friend? Okay, if my best friend went through this, what will I tell him or her? And usually such statements are kinder. So if my friend calls me and says, Jasmine, this didn't work out, I'll always be very kind in explaining. So we have to just say, what will I tell my friend? And that way, automatically, the more kinder statements will come to us, and we will not get into this whole circle of self doubt or blaming, because it's okay, we might fail in life 10 times, and when constantly initially we put self doubt or blame on ourselves, it kind of makes us feel very low you know so the first thing, just say that, okay, I failed, but what will I tell my friend if my friend failed at this? And the statements that are generated will be more kinder, so you'll be more kinder to your own self when dealing with such a situation. Okay, we'll move on to the next question. I don't know whose answer was funniest in this. Okay. I'm audible, right?
Yes, yes, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, great. Okay, now you can pick which situation you're in. You're either in a speed dating, okay? As a speed dating is when you get a few minutes with a person and you need to make an impression or try to woo them or whatever in those few minutes, okay? So either you're in a speed dating situation or you're in Shark Tank India, okay? You have to present your business idea. And in both, you just have 5 minutes, okay? So either in the first one, you have to impress the person uh, opposite you within 5 minutes, or if you pick Shark Tank India, you have to pitch your idea in 5 minutes, okay? But what happens is, although you have prepared, कि मैं ये बोलूँगा, ऐसा होएगा, you have prepared it very well, but in that moment, you just fumble and forget everything. And 5 minutes are done. So you just forget everything. So what will you tell the person opposite you, be it a person of the opposite sex or the investors? First, tell me, which situation have you all picked in your mind? Speed dating or Shark Tank India? And
So
you forgot everything. So what will you say?
so I'll go.
Yeah.
In either of the situations, if there's a mind freeze, I'm most likely to say, "Do you have chocolate?" Because that's what will get me out of here.
Okay.
I would just start laughing awkwardly. I don't know if you'll have seen that scene in was it Bazigar, where that guy comes and he Johnny Lever puts extra sugar in the tea, or he puts salt in the tea instead of sugar, and this guy keeps drinking it and he keeps laughing, not knowing what to do. I don't know. I don't know if you'll have watched that movie, but what's that scene? But that's what I would do. I just
Yeah.
laugh awkwardly.
So I would be totally honest. I would tell them that I'm sorry. I had a brain freeze. I froze. Please give me another chance. And to tell you something, it actually happened to me in real life, and it was one of a very big for Xavier's XIC Reuben. The entrance exam. I reached late. I was not in Bombay. I was in Jamshedpur, right? I'm from Jamshedpur. I traveled to Bombay, and I got stuck in traffic and all those things. I reached late, and I got so scared I couldn't write, and I didn't get through. And I just went up to the father. I forgot his name, and I actually confessed, and I told him that I got so nervous I couldn't do it. Please give me another chance. And it was a miracle. They did give me another chance, and I got through, and I did complete my journalism degree from XIC. So it has happened.
Excellent.
My XIC story is quite funny. When I
Huh?
went for the journalism, when I went to the PR test, I gave it twice. Okay, first time I didn't get through. So first time I had studied. I mean, I had not studied actually. I just gone there, and it was the PR course. And they had given all these. Okay, guess the name of the brand ambassador of so and so. Like a typical advertising thing that they were asking, tagline of so and so brand and blah blah blah. And I didn't get through because obviously I had not studied. The next year, I prepared all of this. I like learned all the brand names, etc. But I sat for the journalism exam, and instead of these questions, they had given these. It wasn't multiple choice. It was like, okay,
Essay.
write an essay on so and so. Okay, you have
Oh,
to write 250 words on so and so. And I was like, oh shit, I've never written anything in my life. But anyway, thankfully I did something and I got through. So that was quite an interesting episode.
Yeah. So it's funny, that time we get so stressed, but later we just sit and laugh over these situations. Like I remember that time I was like, what am I gonna do? And I just have to be honest. So
in fact, Devanshi answered it. So if you all remember, this has happened with me too when we were in school and we just had, those exams. Even though we would prepare and go, a lot of us, when we would sit to write, would forget like the answer. And it's happening to us since we were like in our school and all. So what happens is, if you know how a refrigerator works, okay, it has a storage capacity. But the moment you fill up that refrigerator with a lot of things, it will just shut off. So my mom always tells me like don't overstuff the fridge because it can't take pressure beyond a limit and it will shut off. And that's what happens with our minds. Whenever there's a time bound situation, say whatever, we have to give an exam, we have a very big meeting, we have to impress someone in a certain time, whatever, we put so much pressure on ourselves to be perfect because we want to put our perfect self in those few minutes that sometimes our mind and body can't take it, it will shut off. And then we just like forget everything. Right? So the best answer, or I mean, the best research says that, just acknowledge it. Like Devanshi said, acknowledge it that I'm also just a human. It happened, apologies, but I'm just a human. So if it's possible, let me know if I can get one more chance. And most of the time, people will really appreciate our honesty, our transparency of just being human, and we will get one more chance. So even Devanshi said she felt it was like a miracle, but ultimately, we all are just people. And the moment we can be honest and transparent, most people will be okay giving us one more opportunity. So that's that. So if ever you're in a situation like this and you forget something, one is because you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself, so your mind just shut off. But if it happens, just acknowledge it. You're just a human at the end of the day. Okay. And now we have the last question: is your phone rings? Okay. I know none of us have these kinds of phones. You have a mobile, but I just found the image pretty interesting. And you pick up and it says that the thing you have been working on, say a project, it's so you get a call that says it's cancelled, that project, or it's given to someone else, and they just say thank you for your time and all the effort you put in, but we are sorry, you can't be a part of it. And in that moment, you feel something in your stomach, a sensation, as you disconnect the call. So in that very moment, what will you do?
Okay, so I usually just call up my cousin who's my support system, and I just call her up and just share everything with her and tell her, oh, this happened, now what do I do? Like, basically just talk it out to somebody whom I'm really close and comfortable with and just share it. Because I believe when I speak it out, somehow it settles in a better way. So
I've not actually been in this like particular situation, but I mean, in this kind of situation, what I would probably do is look at it in two ways. Was it me, or I mean, if it was me, then I have to ask deeper questions and see if I can fix it somehow. The other thing is, if it's not me, then it's I just have to, just vent it. I mean, it's not me, so I'll probably get another opportunity. Yeah.
So my life experiences were very good growing up, in the sense that I grew up in a colony with people from all over India, and so on a day-to-day basis, you would have a lot of conflicts. You would have a lot of ample opportunity to have brain freezes. When you are in an argument, and when you go back home, then you know exactly what to say. But in that moment, you remember, you're never able to find those words. So before I hit, I think 18 or 19, I had already been through this several times. At some point in time, I realized that it doesn't matter. And since then, what happens is I've faced this particular situation like you just described several times, especially in in sales and business development. The classic today nowadays is your team has spent 3 months hiring the right person, and then the day before joining, they call up and say, the thing is, I got a better offer. So it's very common, but there's not much you can do actually, and it's so I arrived at the conclusion that it's not really my fault. I mean, come on, it really isn't. Number one. Number two is that it's probably not somebody else's fault either, because there is always a reason why people do things. And because, every individual is different, there's no point in really losing my temper or getting upset about something which is just part of life. So what I do usually when there is a situation which is potentially disappointing is I just have a drink of water, and that the reason for that is because it actually stabilizes your blood pressure. It brings the blood from a rushing to a normal stable thing, and you take a couple of deep breaths and you just move on.
I
Right.
think one of the situations this has happened is I always drop a few cookies in a free cookie, I would call it as. Maybe it's a thanking note to them that thank you for just informing and keeping it, closing the loop or so. Or maybe just giving them some repository of my work. Hey, maybe something else if comes up to me, I'm open to discuss it. And sometimes it has a couple of months back, a couple of things have come back to me just because of that the good rapport that we built up in that intense tense period. Yeah, I think this did help me a lot. Yeah.
So you show like gratitude, or
It could be anything. You just say, okay, if this doesn't work, maybe if you can see some of these works that I've done in past, just say a thank you note, thank you for informing and closing the loop, I was looking at it. Maybe give it some form of personalized touch to it so that they remember, oh, there was a guy, we have an opening, maybe he's the right person. So it built up on your last conversation to something that they're looking at in future. So yeah.
right.
Actually,
Because
if you've seen
yeah.
Downtown Abbey, have you seen Downtown Abbey? So
I
Downtown
have.
Abbey is just okay. So Downtown Abbey is this uh, you know I think 18th century, maybe 19th century England. and it's about this girl. I always used to, so I was in that kind of a scenario because growing up, I was had the opportunity to be a part of the Indian Institute of Iran study, and it's colonial era, the Vice Regal Lodge of the seat of Indian government. So they have this ballrooms. Then there's a way of eating there when you go in there. So it made me realize that there is a reason why they do things in the way they do it, which means you will never see them you will never see them having an outburst. You'll never see them, overly excited. And it's not different from many other cultures. It's really to help you internalize and keep yourself calm and in extreme happiness and also in grief. So that balance. So Downtown Abbey is a great example of what Vikas was just saying. It's really that it's fine. I mean, like I appreciate the fact that you inform me. I mean, because there are situations where people don't even inform you that the project was stopped. So it's the fact that it's really looking at the good part of the communication there, and that helps you kind of calm down as well.
Loved all the answers. So I'll just tell you all, whenever we hear some disappointing news for which we have, of course, tried or we wanted something and didn't work, our body very quickly, that's why I call it like the call of panic, like moment we put our phone down or we're done with the discussion, our body is very quick to get into a state of a black hole. And black hole is all sorts of feelings, upset, was it me, was it the other person, why is this happening to me, everything, confusion. And as someone also said that the blood also starts rushing. And the truth is, in life, we might have a lot of such situations because there's so much of like common workplace stress, or we have high performance situations, right? So the best thing is just to forget everything after that discussion, and just before your body can get into that black hole state, which actually just takes a few seconds, forget everything and put all your attention to your breath, and a deep breath where you feel your breath touching your stomach. Okay, like do that for a minute. Your breath needs to hit your stomach, and your body will instantly like be like this. It won't go like in a whole low phase and all. And after that, do anything. Call a friend, whatever, drink a glass of water, because you have kept your body from going into that black hole state. And we don't realize when constantly our bodies go through that state is when all this builds up in the subconscious, and this whole thing of why and all that. I'll tell you one extreme instance of how effective this technique is. There, and they even teach it in in Indian defense. So whoever has gone through whatever in the army or whatever, they learn this technique. It's called SKY breathing technique. I'll tell you one really extreme situation and how it helped the person. There was this US military officer. He was in Afghanistan, and his vehicle went on a mine. There was an explosion to a point he could see his legs dissolving. But because he's a soldier, in that very moment, he needs to, of course, see how to take care of himself. He needs to alert his teams, like the other vehicles coming. He needs to send a message to the center that, the opposition has put mines in this area. So much has to be done before he goes unconscious, because a lot of blood goes and you will go unconscious. So you get a few minutes. And this soldier actually applied this breathing technique. It's a very intensive breathing technique, but the like for people like us who are like common people, it's just you deep so breathe, you feel it in your stomach for a minute. And he did that, and he could actually do all of this, like do whatever is needed to do for his leg till he goes unconscious, alert the head office that there are mines in this region. And that really saved his legs. It saved his other um, teams. And even in Indian military, they teach this technique. Now, when it works in such extreme situations, the situations we deal with, it really helps. So, if ever you are in such a situation, the first thing is for a minute, deep, so breathe, you can feel it in your stomach. and then just do anything. So your body will not get into that black hole state. So that was that from me. The reason I wanted to do this is just to tell all of you, and I wanted all of us to speak out because we feel that life has to be really perfect. Why is this happening to me? But the truth is, this is life. It happens with all of us, and it's just about how we handle it. So if we can handle it in a good way, our life will be like super beautiful, and we're going to have a more fulfilling life. And that's why I wanted to do this small game. But I know it's like introspective, it internalizes a lot, but I hope it helps. And yeah, that's that.
Very nice,
Thank
Jasmine.
you.
It
Yeah, it
was
was really
very
nice.
good. Yeah.
Thank you.
So if anyone of you, I mean, I don't know how many of you actually meditate. So I meditate a lot. You need, there are many, I mean, you can follow any mode. The key element of meditation is breathing, like Jasmine was saying. And you actually don't, if your normal breathing pattern is actually from the base of your throat, there is a, if you touch the base of your throat, you know, the point where if you suddenly suck your breath, you will see that there is a, unfortunately, my video is not working for some reason. So, there's a point between the two collarbones. So, the point where the your throat meets your food pipe, the windpipe actually, is there. So, in all meditation or in breathing, the breathe sucked in from there goes straight to your to your lung, and the beauty of that is that if you make that a regular pattern, usually even under extreme stressful situations, you are likely to just continue breathing normal. And um, uh, there are I think totally there are 8 types of breathing, 8, and all of them are related to the amount of air that you're taking in within a within a particular time period. Okay.
Thanks, Sanjay. Bhumika, what do we have next?
I think it's time for Shweta to sing.
Yeah, just a time check.
Hey,
We have,
guys,
I think,
I have to leave. I'm so sorry. I have a a prior engagement here, but I wanted to. I missed the last couple of sessions, so I wanted to drop in, and
yeah,
it was great fun actually
yeah.
to
Thanks,
catch up.
thanks, Sanjay.
Yeah, take care.
Thanks,
It's
thanks.
lovely
Thanks,
meeting all of
Welcome
you.
Sanjay. Take
anytime.
care.
Take
Bye,
care.
bye.
Bye.
Shweta, we have been waiting eagerly to hear you sing.
Shweta, I've been waiting since the past many days for you to
हे
hear you
भगवान
sing.
संजय जी बच गए, आप लोग नहीं बचे. I will have to look at lyrics because ये impromptu मैं गा रही हूँ बिना किसी तैयारी के. So please bear with me, and after listening to Bhumika, please don't judge me. कोई कैसे उन्हें ये समझाए, सजनिया के मन में अभी इनकार है. जानी बलमा घोड़ी पे क्यों सवार है, जानी बलमा घोड़ी पे क्यों सवार है. धीरे धीरे जतन करने से दुल्हनिया के खुलते हृदय के द्वार है. जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है. बालों में बढ़ के गजरा लगाना, नजदीक आने का है बहाना. सब जान के भी छलिया के छल से मुश्किल है बच पाना. ओ अखियों से ठग के बत्तियों से भरना वो जुर्माना. जो मैं टूकू कहा ना मेरा माने, हवों को ऐसे ताने बहस बेकार है, जानी बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, जाने बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, कोई कैसे उन्हें ये समझाए, सजनिया के मन में अभी इनकार है, जानी बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है, जानी बलमा घोड़े पे क्यों सवार है। ओ,
Wow.
That's so nice.
Very
Where's
nice,
where's
Shweta.
your Instagram singing page, Shweta? Very nice.
मैंने बिल्कुल नहीं, एक बार सुना है बस, तो मैं अभी दोबारा गाऊंगी तैयारी करके, आई प्रॉमिस।
But this was beautiful, Shweta.
And a very trending song.
Yeah, so I thought, it was a little peppy because I knew that what Bhumika is singing. So मैंने कहा कि कोशिश, because I'm done with the signature 5 songs that I usually sing. So I thought कि कुछ नया try करते हैं. Thank you for bearing with me.
Very
Very
good,
nice.
very good.
Very
This platform is open for you, Shweta. Whenever you want to practice and try out a new song,
नहीं, अगली
you
बार
have
मैं
a ready
तैयारी
audience.
I thought that Saturday I will invest in preparing, but मुझे पता ही नहीं था. But good. I'm happy.
Great.
I love this audience. कैसा भी गाओ ये लोग तारीफ करते हैं.
कैसे भी नहीं, we
बहुत अच्छा है.
appreciate talent. Exactly. This Shweta, we appreciate talent. Okay, we know when somebody is singing Besura.
Okay.
We hear
We know
it.
from
उतना
personal
तो पता है.
experience. You
हाँ,
will
जब हम लोग खुद अपने आप को सुनते हैं तो पता है.
Exactly. Cool. So, Bhumika, anything else? Maria, I see you there. Are you going to be reading something for us? Or you're just on listening mode?
Not really. I'm just listening.
Okay,
Maria's
great.
been
No
like
problem.
super quiet the whole week, no?
She is probably in college
You're in college,
or in
Maria?
class.
Yeah, I'm in college right now.
Okay, no problem. So thanks everyone. I mean, as usual, it's great interacting with all of you. These sessions are, like I said, just meant to relax and let our guard down a little bit. Otherwise, we're always so focused on how we are seen, how we are heard. This is just about letting that guard down for a few minutes. So thanks everyone. It was as usual a great session. We will see you next month. And just to keep the interest, next month we're thinking of actually focusing on a topic that's trending at the moment, which is basically AI and content. So is AI really going to disrupt the content and the content community, and how we do things or what we do? So we're working on the topic and trying to figure out how we can break it down. Perhaps we'll do a series. If any of you are interested in helping us develop this series and getting people also to talk on it, I'll be more than happy to work with you guys. So you can reach out to Bhumika or me, or even Devanshi. Devanshi is also helping us out with this one. So thanks everyone. Hopefully we'll see a lot more participation in the next Unwind once we release these videos. Thank you so much. See you next time.
Sure. Looking forward to the
Bye.
next.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you for
everyone.
joining.
Thank you.
So much
Bye-bye.
fun. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.